Most people wake up each morning unaware that their life is being silently shaped by an invisible force, a force they themselves created day after day without even realizing it. As their eyes open, their mind immediately replays the same memories, the same problems, the same pain they carried yesterday, as if pressing play on an old, broken cassette that never stops looping. Their body doesn't need time to warm up. It knows exactly how to feel: anxious, angry, fearful, because it has practiced those emotions for so long that they've become second nature. Without even noticing, they're living a version of themselves built entirely from the past. And so before the sun has even fully risen, they've already become a prisoner to a yesterday they swore they wanted to escape. Most people don't realize it, but the emotions you feel aren't just reactions to the world around you. They are the architects of your future. When you constantly feel the same emotions tied to the same memories, you aren't just recalling your past, you are reliving it. And if your mind is constantly obsessed with the past, your future has no room to grow, because your thoughts create your reality. Your feelings amplify it. And if both are tied to a version of life you wish you could leave behind, you will unconsciously recreate it over and over again, wondering why nothing ever changes. Think about how most people live. They wake up, reach for their phone without thinking, scroll through social media, see the same faces, read the same news headlines filled with fear and division, and before they even brush their teeth, they're emotionally plugged back into the chaos of the world around them. They drink the same coffee, put on the same clothes, drive the same route, engage in the same conversations, feel the same frustrations, and react to life with the same worn-out emotions they've been practicing for years. Their day isn't a new creation. It's a perfect repeat of the one before it. It's not life, it's programming. The uncomfortable truth is that by the time you turn 35, 95% of who you are is a memorized set of behaviors, emotions, reactions, and beliefs. You are not consciously creating your life. You are simply running a well-rehearsed script. Only 5% of you is left to make new decisions. 5% to fight against the tidal wave of your own past. And most people, when faced with that invisible resistance, don't even realize they are losing the battle before it even starts. So how do you change it? How do you break free from a lifetime of unconscious living? You must get beyond your analytical mind, the part of you that clings to what it knows, the part that fears uncertainty, the part that desperately tries to hold you inside your familiar suffering because at least there it feels safe. Real change doesn't happen by doing more or forcing harder. It happens when you go underneath the conscious mind into the realm of the subconscious where your deepest programs are stored. That's why meditation, true, deep, focused meditation, isn't just about sitting quietly. It's about slipping past the mind that wants to survive and reaching the mind that was built to create. When you meditate properly, your brain waves slow down. You cross a threshold into a different frequency, a space where the subconscious is accessible, pliable, changeable. And when you reach that space, you gain the power to reprogram your destiny. Don't wait for pain. But here's what most people do. They wait. They wait for a diagnosis, for heartbreak, for bankruptcy, for betrayal, for some catastrophic event to finally shock them out of their coma and make them question everything they've been doing. They wait until life breaks them before they decide to rebuild. The tragedy is you don't have to wait for pain to evolve. You can choose to change in a state of inspiration, not devastation. You can choose to create your future out of excitement, not desperation. But few people ever do, because survival feels familiar and the unknown feels terrifying. It's a brutal statistic. Nearly 70% of the thoughts people think every single day are negative, fear-based, and rooted in survival mode. Every day, they wake up and unconsciously select the worst possible futures from an infinite field of possibilities. Not because life demands it, but because their minds are programmed to expect it. Imagine walking into a grand restaurant with a menu offering every beautiful dish imaginable, and every single day, without fail, you order the rotting scraps in the trash because it's what you're used to. That's how most people live. They choose suffering because it's familiar. Break the chemical addiction. Here's the deeper problem. Every time you think about a painful memory, your body doesn't just recall it, it relives it. Your unconscious mind doesn't know the difference between an experience happening in reality and an experience happening vividly inside your head. So every thought, every emotional replay floods your body with the same chemicals as if it were happening all over again. You live in a chemical loop of your own making. That's why when you sit down to meditate, your mind and body will fight you tooth and nail. Suddenly, your back will ache, your nose will itch, you'll remember emails you forgot to send, and conversations from 20 years ago that don't even matter. Your body panics because it senses that you are trying to escape its old, familiar misery. And to the body that has spent decades addicted to fear, stress, guilt, and sadness, the unknown feels like death. It isn't easy. The body will resist. It will beg you to get up. It will throw distractions, emotions, doubts at you, anything to get you back into the known world where it feels in control, even if that world is broken. But if you persist, if you stay longer than the discomfort, you will break through. Step into the unknown. That dark, uncomfortable, terrifying space isn't where you lose yourself. It's where you find yourself. When you meditate and reach beyond the familiar, you begin planting seeds for a future you haven't yet lived. You stop rehearsing the past and start rehearsing the future. And your brain, that incredible adaptable machine, begins to rewire itself not around your memories, but around your vision. You no longer wait for wealth to feel abundant. You no longer wait for love to feel worthy. You no longer wait for success to feel fulfilled. Because the moment you emotionally experience a future before it physically arrives, you begin to pull it into existence. You collapse time, you bridge the gap, you become a magnet for the life you once believed was out of reach. Master the inner world. Remember this, just because you think a thought doesn't make it true. You think between 60 to 70,000 thoughts a day, and 90% of them are just recycled loops from yesterday. If you don't change your mind, you won't change your life. Same thoughts, same emotions, same choices, same behaviors, same experiences, same life. But if you choose to sit with yourself, to face the noise, to lean into the discomfort, you can rewire your entire destiny. Meditation isn't about escaping your reality. It's about designing it. It's about becoming deeply familiar, not with the chaos outside of you, but with the potential inside of you, waiting to be awakened. That future you, stronger, freer, wiser, more joyful, is not hiding in the noise of the world. It lives in the quiet between your thoughts. You will struggle. You will fail. You will relapse into old patterns. But if you stay committed, if you keep showing up, there will come a day when your body finally surrenders, when your old emotions lose their grip, and when you rise from the ashes of your former self, reborn. Do it for 7 days. Catch glimpses of peace, flashes of freedom. Do it for 70. Wake up one morning and realize you're no longer a prisoner of your past. You become the architect of your future. If you found this video valuable, don't forget to hit that subscribe button and turn on notifications. Join the journey and let's build the future you've always dreamed of. Your best self is waiting for you. Start today.